This week, Timeless goes back in time to fix something that went really wrong, so that Sandra Bullock never dates Jesse. Oh, was that the wrong Jesse James? Not. Oh, the cowboy. Oh, okay, sorry. Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing Timeless. And tonight's episode is all about Jesse James. And we're back into the whole idea of how the time machine works and how the whole thing that Flynn is doing and why he's doing. So let's take a look at the specifics of tonight's episode as we go. So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. So last week, Flynn fell victim to Lucy coming up with a quick plan. And what did she do? She recruited someone to play Batman. So this time he did the same. He recruited Jesse James because, bam, who's better than him? Oh, right, the Lone Ranger. Lucy out-Lucied Flynn. Not that that's not something that you kind of expect, her being Lucy and all. This leads me to having to geek out again, because I did not know the Lone Ranger was based on a real person at all, let alone a black man. So I have to go with Flynn or not Flynn, with Rufus on this one. Man, that's kind of cool to know. Let's forget the time travel for a minute, though. Let's talk just about story arc and character growth. And what would you do for a cause you believed in? What would it take for you to believe in a cause? And maybe most importantly, would you be willing to sacrifice others, or even your own humanity, to get the job done? Is there ever a good reason to kill someone? And I want you to really think about this one for a second. Is defending yourself worth killing someone? Most people would say yes. Is defending someone else worth killing someone? Most people would say yes. But at what point do you kill enough people that you just become blasé to it? Jesse James had already gone through that. He warned Flynn, but Rufus and Wyatt had a pretty good conversation about it too. It's one of the running themes throughout this series, and one that I think tonight played up especially. Especially when you look at the Wild West and, hey, this ain't the 18 whatevers that the Lone Ranger said. Because at the end of the day, it's not really the Wild West, because that never really happened. But let's take a side again and go back to the whole time travel thing. I just have to ask this, and I hope that you all think this through well. How many times in a given month, or even in a given year, does time travel get referenced in your own timeline? You, personally. I ask this because in prison, that's what the guy said. The only way to fix it would be if I had a time machine. Now, I, personally, often find myself saying, only way we can make it on time is if we're driving a DeLorean at 88 miles an hour. But I'm a geek that likes time travel, so I don't know if that works. Okay, I think that was enough aside. Let's get back into real time travel mechanics. And the fact that Rittenhouse is somehow thinking that they can do away with Rufus by training someone, and the fact that the guy who's training her isn't really trying to train her. Oh yeah, and the fact that there are other people stuck in the past. People that Rittenhouse have written off. People that the main crew of the main people that we've been following have written off. And the fact that Rufus didn't even know about this. A woman living in the past with computers. This opens up whole new possibilities for whole things we could do with seasons. The beautiful anachronism of a computer sitting in the Wild West, or a fully automatic machine gun going off, and the marshal saying, "That sounds like a Gatling gun." That don't sound like a Gatling gun. Trust me, those are two very distinctively different sounds. Fully automatic fire, though, they don't even have a word for it yet. The idea of what that machine gun could do to history if it was left there, let alone those computers. Anyone remember the Terminator movies? Yeah, pretty crazy. All in all, this was a good episode. Thought-provoking both on a moral level, a time travel level, and just on a character growth level. However, if you notice, our good guy team hits darker and darker shades of gray as we go. And I kinda like that. The question of whether or not Wyatt would have shot, though, that's an interesting one. After a crazy episode full of crazy reveals, I have one more question for you. Who do you think are the good guys and who do you think are the bad guys? Rittenhouse definitely seems to be the bad guys, but let's be honest here. Anything could go. I usually do superhero shows, at least half of what I do is. So the idea of this morally gray area intrigues me. But I'd like to hear what you think about it, about Rittenhouse, and about why it's about to do next. If you like any of this, like and share this video, and of course, one of the most important things you can do is subscribe, because I want to build a community, and I'd like to hear what your thoughts are as much as I share mine, so that we can try to talk about where things are going, and get to the heart of the stories we tell. Thanks for watching.